What's happening, troopers? Happy May the 4th be with you day. It's your boy Will. Uh, it's just me tonight. I'm sorry it's a little bit later than normal if you're watching this. Um, just, yeah, things have happened in private life. Can't really do much about that. But yeah, so you got me. We are going to be talking today about behind the scenes with Star Wars films and stuff like that. So I've got some pretty cool facts. I'm going to talk about that. Hopefully, if you're watching this, get involved in the chat. Let me hear some of your interesting facts and how you're doing. Can't wait to hear you guys. I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to start off. I don't know if you notice this, but there's a helmet. There's a new helmet in its place. I bought the Phase 2 Black Series Clone Trooper helmet. I had to. I mean, look at it. I'm going to move out of the way so you get a good look at it. Yeah, look at that. It's sick. I love it. It's incredible. It looks good. It cost me a bit. Yep. But probably worth it in the end of the day. So, we are going to be talking about behind the scenes. Oh, before I get onto that, got some news to give you. Not massive, big news. But we got a load of Black Series action figures released. Not released, but upcoming details about them. We got who have we got? We got Fives, I think, is coming. Darth Malagus. Pretty sure there was a. I don't remember them now. It's really bad. There was an Ahsoka. I remember that. I think there's a regular clone trooper as well coming as well, like one of these guys. I might be wrong, but there's definitely a lot coming out, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be buying a couple of those, definitely, if I can afford them. It's that simple. Also announced since the last episode, they are bringing Anakin and Padme and the 501st and the 212th Coruscant Guard, I think, and I think there's some more to Fortnite. Now, I haven't played Fortnite in a long time, but I might have to get back on it because I want to buy it. Will I be going around as Anakin? Possibly. Will I be going around as a 501st Trooper? Definitely. Yeah. So that's quite big. They announced Padme, they announced Anakin, they announced, I think Maul was announced as well. Some of the features that come with the characters look pretty cool. You've got Anakin's, I think the glider is Anakin's Revenge of the Sith Jedi Starfighter. You've got Padme's backpack is like the necklace Anakin gave her. Just really cool little things. I'm probably going to get it. So that was that. Also, in this episode, before we get on to the main point, I am going to give a spoiler-free review of Jedi Survivor. I promise it's spoiler-free. I'm not going to ruin anything. I recently, the other day, I completed the story of it. So now I'm just getting everything else, all the stuff out there. So I'm going to start with that. So I think last episode, me and Chloe, we said about what we expect I think I said 8.59. I'm going to give it 9.6 out of 10. I don't. I love this game. This game is incredible. The graphics, stunning. Now, yeah, I do have a good TV and I have obviously a PS5, but like, I'm just still blown away by the detail in the game and the graphics. Like, there's a bit at the start where you get quite a good shot of Cal's hair. I pretty much could see every like strand of hair on his head, like moving, and like the detail in it is incredible. So visually, stunning. Combat, love it, incredible. Lots of different styles to fit different people's play style, different people's way of approaching the game. So yeah, like, it's nice because I know that I will play the game differently to someone who is, someone will play it very differently to me how I play in terms of combat. So it's nice to have that option to change how you play. The story, I'd probably give it, if I was doing out of 10, probably I'd give that like probably a 9. It's good story. Some bits a little bit like okay, but like really enjoyable. Really goes into the sort of Star Wars, Star Wars Galaxy, shall I say? It really goes into that universe in terms of like story and history and stuff like that. Would I like to see another one after this one? Yes, absolutely. I would like to see it as like a third game, if not a third game, the series. There's definitely, without giving anything away, there was definitely room at the end to do a third one or a series or something like that. There's the possibility. Like, you can if they want to. I don't know if they will pick it up. They might do. They might not. But for me, it's a game that is just incredible. If you get a chance to get it, get it. Please, because it's a game that definitely takes a while if you're going for 100%, basically, which I am. So I've done like main story now. I'm just doing sort of side missions, getting all the scans and collectibles, so to say. Another really good thing that I like about this game, there is so much customization to it. Like, so obviously, there's like 3 main things that you can customize in terms of like blaster, lightsaber, and BD1 skin. Now, what I really like is there is so many different like components. So, for an example, the blaster, there is the the barrel, the handle, the like trigger, and then like the middle bit. I can't remember what. But you can customize it with like different ones. You can then customize it in terms of material or color. So I've got a pretty nice Beskar pistol. Looks quite nice. It's got the Beskar effect to it. Then you've got like your lightsaber. Again, you can customize the like the handle, the grip. You can customize. I'm getting it right. You can change the ends. You can change the emitter. You can change the switch. You can create the lightsaber you want within the different parts. You know, you can change again the color, the metal, or the material it's made from. So much that you can change and alter to fit your game, really. I'm pretty happy with my pistol blaster and that. You can also change Cal's appearance from hair, beard, shirt, jacket, trousers. There's plenty for you to play around with to create your ideal game, really, whatever you want. It's definitely one of my this is going to be a bold statement. I was telling Chloe this the other day, actually. Where I put Battlefront 2 up as such in high regard, I think we all do, but put it as such high regard in terms of why this is our favorite game, Star Wars game. For me, it's because of the nostalgia that comes with it. I grew up as a kid playing this game. This game was everything I wanted as a kid from Star Wars. Running around as a clone trooper with a blaster. Technically, I still do. I bought the helmet. Might as well go get a blaster now and get a full-on cosplay. But yeah, so it's more for me nostalgia with Battlefront 2 is why I loved it. It was such a good game, playing it, running around with your friends. But then Jedi Survivor, I'm putting it up there with Battlefront 2 for me at the minute because as I've grown older, I've got more of a knowledge and more of an understanding about the Star Wars universe and galaxy from comics, from animated shows, from films, from books like character in-depth analysis, videos from people on YouTube giving breakdowns on events and characters. For me, because I now have all this knowledge and understanding of the Star Wars universe, this game, in terms of like what's going on in the background, story, characters, meaning, stuff like that, is as good as the nostalgic feeling I get from Battlefront 2. So yeah, I'm gonna put Jedi Survivor up there with Battlefront 2 in terms of my favorite Star Wars games. It's definitely my favorite from recent times. It's definitely better than the first one, even though the first one was amazing. This one's better, in my opinion. Yes, it does have some flaws. I don't want to go into it too much because I don't want to spoil anything in case I say something and you're like, well, that's technically a spoiler. I don't want to do that for you guys. So there is some flaws. There is a couple of glitches and bugs that I've found. Tiny ones though, like nothing major. I mean, they have done a patch for it like yesterday or the day before, something like that. So, they're fixing that and they're doing stuff for it. So don't panic. It's a game you can enjoy. There's characters and species that get introduced that we haven't seen. I say live action, but it's not. But like that look more realistic. Raylis, the Gendai, looks incredible, and I'm so glad that they've introduced one of these species into the game, so you get a better look at what they look like. Another thing that I absolutely love about this, again, I'm not going to spoil it, I promise, but the High Republic plays quite a big part of this game in terms of story, and side missions and stuff like this. So the High Republic is a big part of this game, and I just want to say that this game has got me more interested in the High Republic. I now want to go read the comics. I want to go read some of the actual novel books. I'm really fascinated and interested in this era of the Star Wars galaxy. And yeah, I now am very excited for the Acolyte, knowing it takes place within the High Republic sort of era. So we're going to see High Republic in the Acolyte. So cannot wait. This game is worth it. Go buy it, play it, check it out, do what you want. Again, maybe in a couple of weeks I'll do a spoiler breakdown of the game and my experiences with it. Definitely a fun game. And if you don't have the chance to play it yourself, in terms of you don't own a PC or you don't own a PS5, go on YouTube and watch a walkthrough of it or sometime, just please, because this game is so good. Again, 9.6 out of 10 for me. You got to play this or watch it. So Chloe has joined from the chat. Hello there, General Kenobi. The perfect thing to say on May the 4th. Thank you, Chloe. Welcome to the chat. But yeah, so it's just a fun game. There's a lot to it though. Just saying, don't think you're going to complete the game within 10 minutes, because you're not. You're gonna be playing hours. Let's just say that. And I'm not going to say anything more, but I'm just going to say a name because this guy needs a shout out. Rick the Door Technician. That's all I'm saying. If you played the game, you know who he is. If not, you're in for a treat. Rick the Door Technician. So, time for some facts. Are we ready? So, I have some facts about the behind the scenes from the films. So, now some of them you might know, some of them you might not know. Let's go through. Oh, before I do that, Chloe has put cow's hair is so realistic in the game. I love the graphics. Yes. I have mentioned how good the cow's hair and the graphics look in this game. It's incredible. I love it. So Star Wars behind the scenes facts time. You ready? So here's some good ones. So the original Darth Vader costume was made out of fiberglass and weighed about 50 pounds. I mean, I don't know if that's very comfortable. I don't know if I would have been quite... I think I'd have been a bit like, it's made out of fiberglass. That doesn't sound comfortable in my opinion. It's not like soft cotton. The sound of the TIE Fighter engines was created by mixing an elephant's trumpet with a car driving on wet pavement. Now, I know some of you are going to try and recreate this. Good luck. If you do, get in touch. I want to hear this attempt. The Ewok language was created by recording the sounds of various animals and then speeding them up. Sounds quite... I would have not liked to have been the guy to go through all of that. In the original Star Wars movie, the Death Star was actually a model that was only 2 feet in diameter. So tiny, tiny model. Like, yeah. Well, I say tiny, but still. Derpy Entertainment. Hi, welcome to the podcast, my friend. So that was that. We've got the opening crawl in the beginning of each movie. It was actually inspired by the Flash Gordon series from the 1930s. How about that? So we've then also got this one's quite a well-known one, so you guys probably know this one. The iconic lightsaber sound was made by combining the hum of an old television tube and the sound of a film projector. So that's how an iconic name, how an iconic sound comes to be. The Yoda puppet used in The Empire Strikes Back was operated by 3 puppeteers. 1 to control the head, 1 the body, and 1 for the arms. All doing them separately. Like, that's a talent, if you ask me. I wouldn't know where to begin with that. This one everyone sort of knows. The Ice Planet of Hoth was actually filmed on a glacier in Norway, where the crew and the cast had to deal with freezing temperatures and blizzards. Now, we've got some more facts about that one in a little bit. Now, some facts about the prequel trilogy. I thought you'd quite like this. The pod race scene in The Phantom Menace, the Boonta Eve, took over a year to create. Literally a year. Took them that long to make the whole sequence. It took, with special effects team building over 6,000 frames of computer generated imagery. That's how long it was. That's crazy. Sorry, before I go on to the more facts, Derpy's just reminded me, actually, as it's made a 4th, Carrie Fisher got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame just now. Perfect. There couldn't have been a better day for her to get it. Princess Leia, Carrie will be missed. Again, yep, as you said, it was announced today, was perfect. Yeah, couldn't do a better day for it. So yeah, going back to the facts, we have the costumes for the prequel trilogy were designed by Trisha Bigger, who used a variety of materials, including leather, silk, and even car parts to create the unique looks. So, yeah, if if you want to get into costume designing, use whatever you have available, is what I can say for that. Now, this is quite an interesting one because we all like this sound. The sound of the seismic charges in Attack of the Clones, one of my favorite, my favorite Star Wars sound, that is, was created by recording a toilet being flushed and then slowing down the sound. I am probably gonna have to try this after the podcast. I'm probably gonna go to the bathroom and I'm gonna flush and see if I can create the seismic charge sound. I didn't have a clue that was how it was made, but here we are. Star Wars Life Debt, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Hoping you're enjoying it so far. The climatic lightsaber battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin in Revenge of the Sith took over 4 weeks to film. That's a long time. That's a long time to film something like that. With the actors and stunt doubles rehearsing the choreography for months. Could you imagine that? Every day, go into a studio and practicing lightsaber battles. You couldn't ask for more. So, yeah, some more facts. We have the prequel trilogy was filmed entirely with digital cameras, making it one of the first major film franchises to do so. So, little notch there for Star Wars. Many of the backgrounds and environments in the prequel trilogy were created using a technique called digital matte painting, where artists would paint the background by hand and then scan them into the computer. I'm trying to think where there was a good example of this. I think a good example was Feed in Phantom Menace. I might be wrong. But yeah, so that's how a lot of the backgrounds were used, to save on locations and that. The climatic battle scene in Attack of the Clones, which featured hundreds of CGI characters, including all the clones, all the droids, and this is just the arena bit, took over a year to create as well. So if you think creating a Star Wars film is easy and quick and cheap, it's not. So I think maybe give those guys a little bit of respect. Many of the sets that were used for the prequel trilogy were built at Fox Studios Australia, which was the largest soundstage in the Southern Hemisphere at the time. So yeah, one of the biggest ones down there. The Jedi Temple in Attack of the Clones was partially inspired by the architecture of the ancient Mayan ruins in Mexico. So that's where they got the inspiration for, for a lot of the temple look. The Naboo Palace in the Phantom Menace was built in Caserta, Italy. I've probably botched that. And was actually a real palace that was used for exterior shots. Now, I think we all knew that one, but that is on my bucket list to go check out. I want to, and I want to go to, I can't remember what it's called. Someone remind me, the lake house in Attack of the Clones. by the lake. I can't remember what it is, but yeah. The Geonosian Arena in Attack of the Clones was built on a massive soundstage that was over 600 feet long and 400 feet wide. Now that is big. Chloe has just very kindly answered my question. Lake Como. Thank you. What would I do without you? Thank you, Chloe. Yeah, so that's a big stage. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not exactly an actor, but I would be quite intimidated by such a stage, to be honest, looking at it like that. Now, here's a really interesting story fact. During the production of The Empire Strikes Back, the filmmakers had to deal with extreme weather conditions when filming on location in Norway. Now, see, I find things like this fascinating. I love seeing how films are made, like what goes into them, props, locations, stuff like that. But what these guys had to go through in terms of filming, you had snowfall, heavy snowfall, high winds, temperatures as low as minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit. To keep the cameras and equipment from freezing, they had to be stored in heated tents between takes. So it's like action, da 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 da. Okay, take, boom, put it in a tent. And the crew members had to take frequent breaks to warm up because it was just so cold, Then you also had, despite the challenging conditions, the filmmakers were able to capture some of the most iconic scenes in Star Wars, even in these conditions. Now, I don't know about you, but that is... Could you imagine them trying to do that nowadays? They would be comfortable in those conditions nowadays. It's not like now when you've got super warm thermals and portable generators, electricity, stuff like that. These guys dealt with the cold. So yeah, I think that's a brilliant fact. If you guys know any facts or stories, let me know. So we've got the pod race sequence in The Phantom Menace was a combination of practical effects and CGI. I know I mentioned this a little bit earlier, with 6,000 frames being used. Practical effects and CGI, with miniature models of the pod racers being used for some shots. So obviously for some of them, they had little models. I'd quite like one. Put it on display. The character of Darth Maul in, we all know Darth Maul, but he was played by martial arts expert Ray Park. He had to undergo extensive training to learn the lightsaber choreography. Now, I know his battle with Kenobi is probably my second favorite lightsaber battle of all time. You can't beat it. Come on. Well, you can, because Obi-Wan and Anakin, but yeah, just the stuff that he learned for that is incredible. So the climatic battle in Revenge of the Sith between Anakin and Obi-Wan, it was inspired by the artwork of legendary Star Wars concept artist Ralph McQuarrie. Now, this guy, he knows his stuff. If you look at all the concept art, it's nice to see that now in the sort of new projects, his concept artwork is being used for projects now. Like the original Stormtrooper design is the TK Trooper design in Bad Batch. The original C-3PO design is used for a different droid in Mando, I believe. So, yeah. The prequel trilogy was one of the first major film franchises to use digital 3D technology, with Attack of the Clones being released in both 2D and 3D. Could you imagine them making those films now? Like the quality, they would be amazing. Like, I can't get enough of these films, and I will always love them, no matter how good the quality or graphic, looks. Like, just be happy. But yeah, no, fair play to them for making the films in 2D and 3D. So some more facts. I know I'm just sort of listing facts, but when I'm doing it by myself, I don't really have someone to bounce with. But it's fine. It's fine. The character of Han Solo was originally offered to several other actors, including Al Pacino, Jack Nicholson, and Burt Reynolds, before Harrison Ford was cast in the role. Now, Al Pacino and Jack Nicholson, I think, are fantastic actors. Nothing against Burt Reynolds, but those two, for me, very good. I like their work. I like their stuff. But I can't imagine Al Pacino as Han Solo. I don't know. I just can't see it. Some of you might see it. Some of you might not. But yeah, like Al Pacino as Han Solo is something that just doesn't work in my mind, apparently. The character of Yoda was originally going to be played by a monkey in a mask. But George Lucas ultimately decided to go with a puppet instead. Personally, I think he made the right choice. I think that would have been an absolute nightmare to film. I think that would have been quite hard to then do for like the prequels. Having a puppet, having a monkey in a mask as Yoda. You might get a lot of animal activists as well, which I can understand why. Who wants to see a monkey in a mask, and probably green as well? It might look a little bit silly, in my opinion. What else? Let me just have a little look. But yeah, no, that one I think is a little bit silly, to be honest. Could you, generally though, could you imagine doing or seeing Yoda as a monkey? No. What else we got? We got some good ones here. The character of Chewbacca was originally going to be played by Jodie Foster. No, sorry. Let me backtrack. I got that absolutely wrong. I misread the facts. My bad. The character of Chewbacca was inspired by George Lucas's dog, an Alaskan Malamute named Indiana. I'm not exactly a big dog fan, but I don't know dogs well, so I don't know what it looks like, but I'll have a look up afterward. Now, this is where I got confused. I misread the facts. What an idiot. The character of Princess Leia was originally going to be played by Jodie Foster, but she turned down the role due to scheduling conflicts. Looking back, nothing against Jodie, but the right person got the role, in my opinion. There's only one Leia. Let's have a little look what we got in. This one's quite a common one. The Ewoks in Return of the Jedi were originally going to be Wookiees, but the filmmakers decided to go with a smaller, cuter creature instead. They also were going to be doing, it wasn't going to be Endor, it was going to be Kashyyyk. It was going to be the place above the Death Star, by the sealed generator location. Now, see how many people of you know your stuff. You're going to be like, no, he's wrong. But actually, the character of Boba Fett was actually introduced in the Star Wars Holiday Special. I know it's very cringy. I don't know if you have seen it. If you have not seen it, don't. If you have seen it, I'm sorry. But yeah, some of you are going to be like, nah, I've seen him in A New Hope. No, that was done like after the release, like years later. So who have we got here? Okay, well, this is completely wrong. Well, that's one. So more facts for you. The famous "I love you, I know" exchange between Han and Leia in Strike Back was ad-libbed by Harrison Ford. I think that's another well-known one because I think he didn't feel "I love you" back was within character for Han, I believe. So yeah, that's another one. I'm gonna just get some Star Wars sequel facts for you guys because, you know, this is there's some sequel lovers out there. I'm not a massive fan, but I still like them, some bits of them. But yeah, so if you've got any more, like I said earlier, if you've got some more facts, get in touch and I'll read them out on the next episode. So the character of Supreme Leader Snoke was originally going to be a puppet in The Force Awakens, but was ultimately created using CGI. And in The Last Jedi, he was also motion capped by Andy Serkis, the guy who voiced them. I know this is a bit of a silly one, but it's true. The character of Kylo Ren's mask was inspired by the design of Darth Vader's helmet. That's pretty obvious, I think, in my book. The character of Maz Kanata was originally going to be a puppet, but they decided to go for CGI instead. That one, I think that she should have been a puppet. I think that would have made it look a little bit better. But then again, they did already go quite deep into more practical costume effects in terms of like some of the creatures in the background or just aliens in general. They just were like, we're going to do a lot more, get rid of, we're not going to be so heavy on CGI. We're going to go back to practical effect. The character of Rey was almost played by actress Saoirse Ronan. I've probably botched that. But the role went to Daisy Ridley, and the rest is history. Nothing wrong with Rey. I'm so glad that she's coming back and she's getting, a lot of people are very excited about that as well, which is nice because, she did get a bit of stick. The character of Finn, also known as FN2187, was going to be named Sam and was going to be a Jedi in training. Now, that's probably going to upset a lot of Star Wars fans, because Finn was a character that got wasted by the directors and the filmmakers. Like, that's my opinion. I feel really sorry for John Boyega. I wish he had the opportunity to do more with the character, and because he is a fan himself, like, you know. What else have we got here? The character of General Hux was originally going to be a much smaller role, but Domhnall Gleeson's performance was so good that the filmmakers expanded the character role. You know, obviously, when you look at his incredible "The New Republic will bow to the First Order" and stuff like that, like, he put his heart into that role, in fairness to him. The character of DJ in The Last Jedi, played by Benicio del Toro, was originally going to be a much larger role, but was ultimately scaled back in the final cut. So obviously they were going to do more with him, but chose against. The character of Poe Dameron was almost killed off in The Force Awakens, but then the filmmakers ultimately decided to keep him alive. I think this was a good decision, filmmakers. He is a character that you kind of needed to lead the rebellion, or, you know, resistance, because I don't think they really had anyone else, really. Like, yeah. Character of BB-8 was operated by puppeteers and remote control. And the filmmakers used a variety of techniques to bring the droid to life, which I thought was quite a cool little way of them doing it, you know. So yeah, that's it from the facts, because I've just been rabbiting on for a little while, shouting out facts at you guys. You're probably all bored of me already. So I'm gonna move on to Trooper of the Week. Now, I gotta give a little shout out to Connor, my nephew, because he sent me this video. I'm very hungry watching this video. Basically, I don't know if you've heard of him. There's a chocolatier, shall we say, quite a famous one, goes by Omori Guchion, I think is his name. I've probably misspelt that and said it completely wrong, and I'm really sorry, mate. But yeah, he does chocolate, and he does very good chocolate. So he has done, because obviously it's May the 4th today, he has done a chocolate stormtrooper, all made out of chocolate, not with a little bit of chocolate and the rest being plastic. And he does this video showcasing how he makes it and shows all the little pieces fitting into it. I don't know if you can see it, but no, he is, you know, spray painting it white, adding all the little details to it. Like, I don't know if you guys are big chocolate fans, but let me just say, I'm that looks incredible. And look, he even wears it on his head. Like, this guy has a talent, and I am now wanting some chocolate after watching this. So well done, Omori Guchion. I think I probably misspelled that. But yeah, I now want a Stormtrooper chocolate helmet, but not as good as my real Clone Trooper helmet, just saying. Yeah, so I'm gonna say that's it from me, guys. I know it's like a little bit shorter, but again, it's just me, and I don't think you want to listen to me constantly rabbiting on for, you know, ages. So I will see you guys next week. I'm still debating what time and what topics to do, but it will be a good one, I promise. So enjoy your evenings. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next week for the Republic.